right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Baltimore Orioles franchise. Today, we will be going through spring training. We will probably get into the first game of the season, opening day. And before we get into that, I just want to show y'all what our pitching rotation and stuff is like. We have a lot of lowly rated players right now at our starting rotation and in the bullpen, just because whenever I start in spring training, I want to get some of these younger guys in to see kind of what they have before I put in who I think is going to be our starting rotation and our starting bullpen guys, just so I can see what these guys have, so they get a little bit more, a little bit better look at those guys. And then in our lineup, same deal. We have pretty much all of our backups in to start spring training, and we'll see what they give us for the first couple weeks, and then we will go through and put in our starters and ride out the rest of spring training with that. So without further ado, let's just start simming. And I'm not really wanting to pay attention to any of the scores or anything. So it's been through 5 games, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, so looking at how our guys have been playing in the pitching rotation, Bradish has been okay, 3.71, 1.29 whip. DJ Hall, Zimmerman has not been pitching well. Ballman has not been pitching well, and Spencer Watkins hasn't been pitching too great, but they've all gotten, a decent amount of innings here in the spring. In the bullpen, Austin Voth, Tyler Wells. Keegan Aiken is not pitching very well, so we may take him out and replace him with one of these guys right here. Cionel Perez, 9 ERA through 6 innings, so he's giving up a run per inning. Darwinzon Hernandez is not playing very well either, and our bullpen isn't going to be playing well to begin with anyway. Looking at the lineups, it looks like it put Cedric Mullins back in, so Kyle Stowers is hitting 151. Our other center fielder, McKenna, is at 250. So Westberg has had a pretty good spring training, it looks like. 378 with 1 home run and 8 RBIs and 45 at bats, as has Heston Kjerstad. No homers, though. Profar 205, not great. Lewin Diaz, we knew he wasn't going to be good average guy, but he has 2 home runs. Basalo that's what we like to see, almost 300. Franchy Cordero, 167, and with the addition of Urix and Profar, we might just send Franchy Cordero down to AAA. Taron Vavra is hitting 273, which is good to see. And Gunnar Henderson, 341. I wonder if Mateo, he has gotten some at bats, but he's hitting 167, so not great. But I will go ahead, and since we've had 2 weeks of seeing what these other guys have, we will change up our lineups. So that will allow us to finish out spring training. And we finish with a 10-16 record. 10-17 record. Sorry about that. That is absolutely horrible. But then we will make some of our adjustments coming from here with our starting pitchers. As you see, Means had 4.15, Gibson with a 106. So Gibson will most likely be our opening day starter. Rodriguez did not have a very good spring, but I would like him to be in the starting rotation. We might drop him down to 4th or 5th starter. Cole Irvin 5.9, Dean Kramer 3.6. And Kyle Bradish, he pitched well enough. I'm thinking he's going to be one of our long relievers going into the season, with everyone else pretty much staying down in the minors for the time being. And for our relievers, Dylan Tate pitched well, only through 5 innings though, but had a 1 whip, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk. Ken Giles, he'll make the opening day roster. Brian Baker, I think he's going to make the opening day roster with his 10 innings and a 3.6 ERA and 1.3 whip. Darwinzon Hernandez, that is a tough one because did not have a good spring. I feel like we're still going to need him to start at the major league level. No one else really played up, and he is a lefty, so he's one of our top lefty pitchers. But that 15 walk per 9 is making me a little sketched out, but we'll keep him at the major league level for now. Keegan Aiken, he's another lefty, but with 8.38. He actually pitched better than Darwinzon Hernandez. Yeah, so we'll bring both of these up to the major league level just to give us a little bit more lefties in the pen. And then Perez will definitely be moved down to AAA. Austin Voth, he pitched fairly well. So I'll have to go through after we pick some of our position players and see what we have left for our bullpen. So at catcher, something that you love to see is all three of our catchers hit very well. Wow, James McCann had 5 home runs, so he will definitely be making the squad, and we'll send Basallo down to AAA. Let him play in AAA just because, I mean, he played well at the major league level in spring, so why not keep him down there in AAA? At first base, Mountcastle will be making the squad, obviously. Lewin Diaz will not. We'll send him down to AAA, but he'll get a lot of quality at bats there. Second base, Favre hit 297, Frazier 235, so I'm okay for now keeping Favre up. We'll see how the rest of everybody else. And Ramon Urias, Jordan Westberg, I mean, we may as well keep him in. He hit 348, so why not? But Jorge Mateo, we will keep him up for now. He may have to go make a minor league assignment down in AAA to get those batting stats up. And in left field, Profar brought his average up a little bit, but Cordero will be moving down to AAA for now, just because Yerkes Profar gives us a little bit more utility. In center field, we have McKenna and Stowers. I think we can ride out with Jorge Mateo being our backup center fielder, even though he didn't hit very well. And we'll let McKenna and Stowers both go down to AAA. And then Heston Kjerstad will keep him up as our 4th outfielder. And I just now saw we forgot to bring up Nomar Mazara to the 40-man and put him on the spring training roster to see what he had. But as of right now, we'll just let him sit in AAA. If we need him to bring up, we will. Kjerstad had an amazing spring, so I don't really see why we would really need to bring him up unless, injuries facilitated that. But I don't really want to remove anyone from the 40-man roster right now. And I've pretty much made some decisions. We are going to stick with Kyle Bradish. He had a 1.29 whip, which was better than DL Hall's. I think he had a 1.44, and same thing with Austin Voth. He had a 1.44 whip and like a 4.5 ERA. He had the better of the ERAs in our bullpen through spring training, but his whip was absolutely terrible. So we have 2 more cuts to make. I think we are actually going to send Darwinzon Hernandez down to AAA. Let him work out some of his walk per 9 problems down there. Keep Keegan Aiken up because he's a lefty. We need that. I don't think we have any other than just those 2, which is unfortunate. And then we will also move Kriebel down for now. His overall is going down. His potential is only a D. He lost his home run per 9. So as of right now, Taylor Wells seems to be a little bit better of a pitcher. Not much better, but he has more stamina, which I think with a little bit less relief pitchers will help us in the long run. Maybe we have somebody have to pitch 3 or 4 innings at a time. So that will be what our major league roster looks like. And I was a little wrong earlier whenever I said that we are going to keep Vavra up. We have 26 people on the major league roster. I don't know why I was thinking 27, but we had to move him down to AAA, which is, he's 25 years old, so he'll get some time to play every day, develop a little bit more, and maybe replace Adam Frazier. We're going to keep Jorge Mateo in just because of his speed on the base paths and as a backup to Cedric Mullins if he needs a day off. But yeah, this is what our roster looks like. Means, Gibson's our opening day starter. Rodriguez, Irvin, and Kramer are our starters, and Bradish will be coming out of the pen as our long reliever. Tate, Giles, Baker, Aiken, he didn't have that great of a spring, but He's our only lefty, and he had a better spring than Hernandez, so he'll be in the pen. Michael Givens and Taylor Wells. Closing pitcher, Felix Bautista. Catchers, Adley Rutschman, James McCann. Samuel Basallo will be in AAA. Anthony Bimboom will be in AAA. And I gave most of the other pitchers and position players preference, whether they were a C potential or D potential. So C potential will be AAA, AA. D potential will be Class A ball, but you know, sometimes it can't always be that way, but you'll see as we go through. First base will be Ryan Mountcastle. Lewin Diaz will get AAA, with O'Hearn and Josh Lester splitting time in AA. And then at second base, Adam Frazier is in the big leagues, with Vaver getting everyday at-bats in AAA. Third base starting will be Ramon Urias. Jordan Westberg is also making the big league club. He had a very good spring, and he'll look to get a few at-bats. Maybe replace Ramon Urias if we have to. And then behind him, I put Kobe Mayo in AA just so he'll get more everyday at-bats. He's a B potential and only 21 years old, so I feel like that's a little bit better than starting him out in AAA. And same thing at shortstop. Jackson Holiday is only 19, so I started him out in AA. And Ortiz and Caden Grenier will be our AAA shortstops. And then on the left, Austin Hayes and Profar. Cordero will be in AAA. And I had to make a few cuts because we were at 93 total players. So now we're back down to 90. In center, Mullins, Cowser, McKenna, and Stiles will all be in AAA. And then in right, Santander with Kjerstad backing him up, and Mazzaro starting in AAA. So that's the roster. Let me know what you think of it. Do you think I made some of the right decisions with our younger players, dropping them a little bit down? Do you think that I should have, just put them up to AAA? But let me know your feedback. I very much welcome that. And I almost forgot to show you guys the lineup that I'm roll with. Cedric Mullins leading off, backed up by Austin Hayes, Ryan Mountcastle, Santander batting cleanup, Urias at 5, Rutschman at 6. Profar is the DH against righties, Frazier 8th, and I'm putting Gunnar Henderson at 9 because he has speed and he's a youngin'. So he'll have Cedric Mullins protecting him in the lineup, so they can't really pitch around him. Against lefties, it's all pretty much the same. Just James McCann is going to swap with Gunnar Henderson. He had a very good spring. If he starts to fall off, we could put Westberg there or Profar, and then maybe we'll get Heston Kjerstad some at-bats whenever we do some player lock games. Pitching rotation, like I said, Kyle Gibson is going to be our opening day starter. We'll drop Grayson Rodriguez down to our 4th starter, and Dean Kramer will be the 5th guy. I don't really like having 2 lefties back to back, but I think we'll live with that a little bit until one of those guys kind of shows they aren't playing up to par. And in the bullpen, we have Bradish and Wells as our 2 relievers. Dylan Tate is actually going to be a middle reliever. Ken Giles is our setup. So let me know what you guys think of that. Actually, I want to move. Yeah, I'll keep Keegan Aiken right there. 50 stamina. I was going to move him to long reliever, but I think having a lefty in the middle reliever spot is probably a little bit more beneficial. But you guys let me know what y'all think about this bullpen and starting rotation setup. And it's opening day as we are here at Fenway Park, one of my favorite ballparks in the major leagues. And we did have a little bit of a lineup change. I got a notification coming into this game that Ramon Urias is going to be out. He had a little bit of shoulder tightness, so that means Westberg will be replacing him at third base, and we will be facing Chris Sale. What a way to start off the series, especially playing on Hall of Fame. Holy crap. So Cedric Mullins will step into the box to get this game started. And sliders perfectly in there. And he pops it up back to the catcher. And that's the first out of our first season. I can already tell after that first at bat, this is going to be a long one, as you see our starting lineup right there. I put Westberg in at 7 so he could be protected by Adam Frazier, and Henderson still batting 9th. You see our projected averages. No one hitting over 300. No one really hitting over 280 as Austin Hayes steps in. And that is grounded up the middle. Our first hit of the ball game and of the season. Austin Hayes coming through with a single up the middle off of Chris Sale. And if you guys are wondering about my camera, I just use a fisheye lens. Let's see. I'll try and show you guys. Fisheye 2, and pretty much all I do is bring it down and zoom in a bit. I like having that line, the back of the batter's box at the bottom of the screen. So, yep, that is pretty much what my hitting view, and then pitching view I'll be using broadcast. So, let me know if you guys like it. As that is hit, swung on late by Mountcastle. 0-1 count with Austin Hayes here at first. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, this is going to be a little bit difficult commentating while also playing. This is my first time kind of doing this. I ran through a few games commentating to myself, but not really recording it. So if I horribly miss at a pitch, you guys know exactly why that happened. Oh, way early on the slider. Chris Sale got me looking. Chris Sale got me. And in case y'all were wondering, I am using Hall of Fame difficulty for my swinging. I'm just going to be using buttons timing. And for pitching, I'll be using Classic, which I don't think uses any meter at all. So, and pitch trail ball marker. So Anthony Santander, 0-1 count. Chris Sale. And got me swinging once again. High and inside, and a full count with DH James McCann on deck. 2 outs, the runner will be going. And that is popped out to the second baseman. And Kyle Gibson steps on the mound to get this first inning of the first season of the Baltimore Orioles underway. Last year he had a 5.05 ERA, but he had a very good spring. I think he had a 1 whip and a 1.04 ERA. Oh, that is not what I wanted. Let's see if I can change that. Oh yeah, so it had it on pulse. Change it back to classic. 2 balls to start off the game. Perfect. 3 balls to start off the game. To Alex Verdugo. 3-0 count. Fastball is in there. Now he's on the fastball. Let's give him a little bit of a circle change. And got him swinging. Gibson gets the first strikeout with the first batter. And Arroyo steps in. It's actually my first time pitching using this type of pitching mechanic. I normally use the meter, but Westberg making a play at the hot corner. You see the Boston Red Sox starting lineup in this game, and the pitch to Devers is a ball. Grounded up the middle. Henderson gets the 3rd out of the inning. So our 2 rookies making plays in the field. I like to see it. As the DH steps in, top of the 2nd, James McCann. And I think he's a little bit early there. And one thing about Hall of Fame difficulty, it forces you to be a little bit patient because They throw a lot more balls. Chris Sale's already up to 24. That's his 25th pitch into the second inning. I'm trying to get him out of here early as he strikes out James McCann. And Adley Rutschman steps in. He's on the left side. He has 40 contact and 42 power. So, not really expecting him to get a hit here. But he has good vision. So we'll just wait it out till we get our pitch. And that was not it. Struck out on the 2-2 circle change. And the rookie Jordan Westberg steps in, hitting 7th. And got me swinging at a high ball. And I see Jordan Westberg is number 82, but if anyone has any number suggestions or knows what number he wears in real life, let me know and I can change it. Oh, got me on the slider inside. And that does it for the top of the second. As Adam Duvall steps up. I am a huge Braves fan, so seeing Adam Duvall doing well in real life for the Red Sox, I like to see it. And Frazier has that can of corn. The pitch to Justin Turner. And a strike. I think that might be one of his first called strikes of the game. Can't believe we got one.
Outside, that's a ball.
I'm going to have to be leaning on this fastball, I think. Let's see how he feels about the cutter.
Ball 3.
You just called that a strike earlier. What is up with that? Out to Frazier at second. And that's the second out. Matsutaka Yoshida. That is an awesome name. Steps in, the delivery, and strike. Westberg can't make the diving catch. Hayes on the run, and that is into second base, but Yoshida is on with a single. And that was their first hit of the day. Yoshida's got a little speed. We'll keep an eye on him over there at first base. Go to short way to second base, and he's out. That ends the second inning. Coming into the third, Adam Frazier steps in. Going against Chris Sale. These shadows here at Fenway are really messing with me. 1-2 count to Frazier. And swing and a miss. Strike 3. And now it is the shortstop phenom, Gunnar Henderson. Oh! Got me swinging at the slow slider. Ooh. Lucky I check swing that. It's full count. Wait for my pitch. And I shouldn't have swung at that. Maybe it'll drop. And it won't. So now we're back to the top of the order. Cedric Mullins steps in. Hitting from the left side. And I played a few games just kind of getting used to the mechanics and getting used to the game. You saw some of those swings that I had in the intro of the last episode. Maybe we'll call that episode 0.5. But I hit a couple home runs with Cedric Mullins, so I don't know if it was just because I was playing against the Orioles, so they have very bad pitching. But he's worked this count to a 3-0 with Austin Hayes, our only hit on the day, on deck. Yeah, I don't sit on 3-0. Grounded to second base, and that is out number 3. Into the third inning of what has so far been a pitcher's duel. Sorry that my hitting isn't any better, but it is Hall of Fame. It is my first game. Maybe we'll get a little bit better. Oh my goodness. As Bobby Dalbec just crushed a hanging slider off of Kyle Gibson. boy. 353 over the Green Monster. And that's a moonshot, folks. Just hung that one up in the upper third of the zone. Yeah, moonshot is 100% right. I will stay away from that slider whenever I can. Yu Chang looks at the first ball. And Kyle Gibson's fastball has kind of been the only thing working today. Everything else has kind of been out of the zone. I've been trying to keep it low. As Westberg can't make the dive and stop, and Chang is safe at first. Maybe I didn't need to dive there. I don't know. But back to the leadoff, Alex Verdugo. And he rips that one into right field, and that is over the wall for a ground rule double. No chance at a double play. Aw, come on, Blue. You got to give me that one. It was right in the zone. You're killing me here. It looks like it's about to be loaded up. Ah, and K'd him. Very nice. Got him looking on a circle changeup on the outside bottom corner. Definitely what we needed. Hopefully that will help Kyle Gibson get a little bit of his confidence back. As Duvall looks. Frazier to second. And the throw is late at first, and another score run for the Red Sox. Justin Turner stepping in now. And that is a hanging slider that is hit into left center. And safe at home and plates 2 runs. Oh, man. Is this how it's going to be all season? And short play to first. And that ends the third. But Boston is up now 4-0. That we have a long way to go, and if we can get Chris Sale out, there's a chance. But right now, as long as he's dealing, he's at 52 pitches. So and that is hammered up the middle for a single. He's got our only 2 hits this game. I wasn't hitting very well with him when I played those little exhibition games, but he seems to be seeing the ball pretty well. Mountcastle steps in. That is grounded past him. And Hayes will make the turn and head to third with our 3rd hit of the day by Ryan Mountcastle. And a little bit of life from the Orioles here as Santander steps in. I want to hit this one over the monster. Just give me something, Sale. And that is up. Looks like it's over the wall. Exactly what we needed. And the Orioles are back in this. Only 354 on the distance. But you love to see it. So now 3-4. James McCann looks at ball 1. 3-0 count. If it's anywhere close, I'm going to power swing. And pops it right up to the catcher. Just my luck. First out of the inning, James McCann, and Adley Rutschman steps in. And whoo, glad I got a piece of that one. Oh, got me with the low one. A good battle from Adley Rutschman, and that is the 2nd out. And rookie Westberg steps in. And that is a good solid hit in the right field, but that is caught on the run. But Santander coming in clutch with our first home run and our first runs of the game. Strike one to start off the bottom of the fourth to Reese McGuire. Santander is in pursuit and catches it for the first out. Great play by him. Hits a home run. Makes an out on the very next inning. I just threw a slider to Bobby Dahlbeck. Great play by Gunnar Henderson. Didn't realize it was Bobby Dahlbeck up there, but Yu Chang steps in now. And another fly ball out to right field, and Santander is under it and has the catch for the third out of the fourth inning. Quick 1, 2, 3, fourth inning, and we start off with the 8-9-1 hitters coming up. Oh, why did I swing at that one? Now Gunnar Henderson, 0 for 1 on the day. Steps in against Chris. And if y'all like this content, let me know. Leave a like. Subscribe to the channel to see more of this. Next episode, we're probably going to go through, finish the first. That is looped into first and caught. So we'll finish out this first month. Maybe get a few player lock games, maybe a few pitchers, a few batters. But let me know who y'all want to see, who y'all want to see me hit with, who y'all like to see me pitch with. Any guys in the minors that y'all would like to see. And I will do my best to try and get to most of those. We'll also be playing with critical situations on. So if there's spots in the next game where it's, somebody has 2 home runs and we have to hit 3. I'm talking and it's messing me up. But there's some spot where someone has 2 home runs and we get 3, or come from behind, start a rally in the 9th inning and stuff like that. That's critical situations if you aren't familiar. But let me know what you would like to see out of this series. I want to make you guys happy and also play this game because, this is a very fun game for me to play. And if y'all would be okay with me, if y'all want to see me not talk at all and just have highlights of the games, let me know that too, because Lord knows I play better when I'm not talking. As Mullins is under that one for the first out. Christian Arroyo steps in. Been kind of reliant on the fastball and the sinker in this game. Maybe the circle change is in there a little bit. Don't like throwing that slider as Dahlbeck has crushed it twice, but here it goes again. And that is exactly what we want out of that pitch. Grounds out, 3 unassisted to Mountcastle. Devers steps in. Struck out looking last time. I don't know how. The base is loaded. Ground ball to Frazier. And he has the out at first. End of the 5th. Uneventful 5th inning. I don't know how long these episodes are going to be, but this one should be fairly short. A little bit shorter than all the others, because we're only playing the 1 game. But I do want to get into at least 1 full game every episode, and then a couple player locks, a few critical situations, run through the month. I just saw they had a new pitcher out there, Tanner Hawk. And Ryan Mountcastle swings at the slider. I cannot stay away from that. I need to take my own advice and not swing at so many pitches. These shadows here at Fenway, they get to me. And I swing at the inside slider that Mountcastle could have crushed. Santander steps in, batting from the left side now. He hit his home run from the right. And that is down the line and right, and that should be extra bases. He's testing them. And he is into second with a double. Santander is having a hell of a game for us here on opening day. saw Santander has 1 steal. 1 steal rating. That is into right center, and that is getting down and off the bottom of the wall for a stand-up double for McCann. And it is tied here in the top of the 6th against Boston. And they're going to intentionally walk Adley Rutschman. So that will bring up, I believe, Jordan Westberg. Yep. Looking for his first career major league hit, I believe. And it is through at second base. That will advance all the runners. And that is Jordan Westberg's first major league hit here on opening day. As bases are now juiced with Adam Frazier in. And he hits a shallow fly ball. And all the runners will advance by 2. Westberg in at third, and Baltimore has plated 2 runs in this inning. Well, 3 runs in this inning. And they bring Richard Blyer out of the pen to face Gunnar Henderson, the lefty. And I think Henderson is looking for his first major league hit as well. Shouldn't have swung at that. Too far inside. And he got me swinging out of the low changeup. But Baltimore is up 6-4, and I think it's about time to get somebody warming up in the pen. And we'll warm up a righty and a lefty. See if Kyle Gibson can get through this 6th inning. And if he can't, we will bring in Ken Giles, I think. And Duvall's on first with a walk. Everything I try and throw low is too low. And Mullins in pursuit. Has the out. And now Matsutaka Yoshida is in. That sinker's getting away from him a little bit. No! What is happening? What are y'all doing? Westbrook throws it home and almost throws it away. As Reese McGuire now steps in. Not ready to make a change at quarterback quite yet. Mountcastle to second. 3, 6. And Mountcastle can't make the catch on the double play. What is that? A little bit of a low throw by Henderson, but I think Mountcastle should have made that play. So they scored 1. And Bobby Dahlbeck steps in. Not throwing him a slider. That is to Henderson. He'll throw it to first. And that ends the 6th. We get out, still holding on to the lead by 1. 6-5, Orioles. On the ground to second base. And Mullins is out for the first. And Austin Hayes steps in. 2 for 3 so far on the game, looking for his 3rd hit. And that is crushed off the wall of the Green Monster. And he'll take second. Slides in just in time in front of the tag. And Austin Hayes has been on fire. Exit velo of 110 on that one. I got to be more patient with Mountcastle swinging at that first pitch. Sinker in the dirt. Fouls off. What would have been ball 4. And that is hit pretty well to center. And Hayes will tag up. And he is safe at third with 2 outs and Anthony Santander coming in to hit. Already a home run and a double on the day for Santander. And that is up the middle, and that'll plate another run as Baltimore will take a 2-run lead here in the top of the 7th. James McCann, 1 for 3, steps in with Santander on first. That is grounded to second and only gets to play at 1. End of the 7th inning. And Ken Giles makes his debut after 2021 Tommy John surgery. And we'll see if our free agent addition of Ken Giles pays off. Still throwing 95, and that should have been a strike, Blue. That's what you get. Call a good game, Blue. I wouldn't have to do that. That is popped up behind second base, and Frazier can't get to it. And Alex Verdugo is now in. Oh no, I think you went, Blue. Rutschman's got him at second. Great throw by Adley. Good reaction, play in the dirt, blocks it. Perfect throw. And Frazier puts a tag on him. That makes me breathe a little bit easier. Full count to Verdugo, and I'm not really worried. I don't want to give him anything to hit. So we'll just put him on base with a 7-pitch walk to face Christian Arroyo. Nope. That is in the air to left field. Hayes has it for the second out of the 7th. And in steps Devers, probably Giles' biggest test of the day. And that is on the ground on Mountcastle. And he will pitch it to Giles for the last out of the 7th. A good solid inning out of Ken Giles. And I'll say that so far, the signing has paid off. And Adley Rutschman is here in the top of the 8th. Going against Joely Rodriguez. And it's nice being in the shade now. I don't have to worry about trying to pick up the ball out of their hand. It's a little bit more visible. Did you guys have as much of a hard time of seeing that ball in the early innings as I did? Because that was rough. I don't even know how we got 7 runs on the board. Swing and a miss. Oh, I should not have swung that sinker. But that's the second out of the inning, and Adam Frazier will step in. And that is on the ground to shortstop. And that is the second out. For a second. Oh, error. I need to watch that again. I don't know what happened. Did he miss the throw? Oh, the throw pulled him off the bag. Okay. Well, I'll take that. Extends the inning for Gunnar Henderson. And he will ground out. So, nothing changed. We just move on, and we'll get the leadoff batter in the top of the 9th. And Michael Givens will come out here in the bottom of the 8th to try and hold it down. He's only a 67 overall. I feel like he has fallen a long way. He used to be a decent pitcher. Mountcastle under it in the infield, and that is the first out. Justin Turner looks at ball 1. And that gets through for a base hit for Justin Turner. Off of the slider. I gotta stop throwing sliders all the time. And I cannot pitch to this guy. And he crushes it. And that is a 2-run home run, and we are tied up here at the bottom of the 8th. Oh, that freaking foul pole in right field at Boston. The ball just curves around, falls into the outfield. Any other park, base hit, maybe a double. But not here at Boston. And that is a base hit up the middle again. And Adalberto Mondesi will come in and pinch run. And with that, we are going to warm up Felix Bautista. Maybe he needs to get a 5-inning save. And I was about to throw a slider, but I'm not throwing one to him. He's already crushed one today. And got him swinging on the changeup. Bobby Dalbec is set down, and that is 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. And that was just late reaction by me. But Mondesi steals a base. Still in the bottom of the 8th. Yu Chang swings at a fastball outside of the zone, and let's see if he'll swing at the slider as well. And got him swinging. Still a tie ball game going into the top of the 9th. It's our game to lose. And we have the righty, Ryan Brasier, in. Cedric Mullins in at bat, the leadoff batter. And that is popped up behind shortstop. And first out of the inning. Oh, did I swing at the first pitch? That was not very smart of me. And I swung at the second pitch. And that is on the ground to third. And the throw is too late. And Austin Hayes is on base, I think, with his 4th hit of the ball game. And Ryan Mountcastle swings through the changeup. Man, I wanted that one so bad. I was millimeters away from swinging at that. 3-2 count. Runner on first. And Mountcastle takes a walk. That's the most discipline I've shown all game. Santander, 3 for 4, home run and double. Steps into the batter's box. A triple shy of the cycle is Santander. Not shooting for that really, but if it happens on opening day, wouldn't that be a hell of a reveal for the series, huh? And that is hit into right field off the wall. And Santander has his second double of the game, plates a run, and Baltimore has taken the lead here in the 9th. What a course of events. Have a day, Santander. If I could have sent the runner and tried for a triple, but I'm trying to win this ball game if we can. This game has already gone much better than I expected it to. And swings for strike 3. That'll bring up Adley Rutschman, who hits righties fairly well, but I think they're going to walk him. So that means we'll have Jordan Westberg once again. Looking for his 2nd hit of the day, and a clutch hit it would be. And Westberg has a 33 clutch rating. Oh, and got me swinging at the high and inside fastball to end the top of the 9th. But Santander comes in clutch with that double off the wall. And here comes Felix Bautista in to finish this game off. And he will face the top of the order. Alex Verdugo steps in. And he's throwing 100. Henderson can't get to that, and there's a base hit into left field. And in steps Christian Arroyo. It looks like they're going to sacrifice bunt. So we will throw a high fastball and get the out with Mountcastle. 1 down, 2 to go here in the 9th. And in steps Rafael Devers. He can end the game very easily, and that is a double at least into right center. Santander in pursuit. Looks like it'll plate run, and this game is not over yet, folks. As Boston has just tied it up. 8-all here in the 9th on a Rafael Devers double. And that's through again. And Hayes threw it home, but Devers won't test his arm. And we have 2 on here at the corners with 1 out. And that is popped up to shortstop. Gunnar Henderson sits under it. And that's the 2nd out. Woo, just looking to push this into the extra innings if we can, as Matsutaka Yoshida, someone that I have not been able to get out all game, steps in. Strike 1 at 101. And that is popped up to center. Hayes on the run, and he has the catch. And we are headed to extras. And I do have the extra runner, the extra inning runner rule on. So both teams will start out with a runner at second base to start off extras. And Westberg is starting on second, and I'm okay with that. And we have Kyle Bradish warming up in the pen with his 70 stamina. So if this game goes a little bit longer than just 1 or 2 extra innings, he can last a little bit longer. I'm thinking that we'll let Bautista roll with the start of the 10th, however. So I'm sorry, guys. This is going to be probably a little bit longer of an episode than I intended to. I'm already recording for 2 hours and 5 minutes. But extra innings are extra innings. As that is lined and drops in, and that is over the wall and a ground rule double. And it plates a run for Baltimore, and they have taken a 1-run lead here in the top of the 10th. And Henderson is way out front. And that's why I can't resist. But I was a bit early. He's only thrown me 3 straight sliders. So I want to get Henderson his first hit of the season here in this first game. And that one is popped up to center field and caught for out number 1. And we're back to the top of the lineup with Cedric Mullins stepping in. And a little bit late on that fastball. And Adam Frazier's not going anywhere. Austin Hayes 4 for 5 on the day. See if he can make it 5 for 6. Not with that type of swing. Oh. I don't know why. Maybe I thought he was going to throw me a slider inside or something. And he gets me with the slider outside. Up by 1, middle of the 10th. We'll keep Felix Bautista out there for now. He allows 1 runner, and they will just... Oh, my goodness. I cannot. Is this game going to end? Kyle Bradish comes in. And that is luckily fouled off to the right. I think he swung blue. Check him. Check the cameras. Get 1 out at first. The runners on second and third. We need a strikeout. And Alex Verdugo is up. I'll listen to the coach. We're just going to intentionally walk Verdugo. And hopefully Christian Arroyo can ground into a double play. And just like we drew it up, we are heading into the 11th. And Mountcastle looking for, I think, his second hit of the day, and I wanted that slider very, very badly. 2-1 count now. And that is caught by the shortstop. Anthony Santander, 4 for 5. Still a triple shy of the cycle. And that is grounded up the middle. And that gets through. And that'll play to run. We're now up by 1. Let's see if we can hold on to this lead. So Chris Martin comes out of the pen to try and shut us down. I just noticed McCann's shoes. Those things are slick. The all whites with the orange checks. That is hit by McCann's shallow center field, and that's a base hit. So in steps Adley Rutschman, looking to be the hero. And that is hammered deep. Center fielder is under it, but he will tag at second, and he is into third. Runners at the corners now with 2 away. And in steps Jordan Westberg. 1 for 5 so far on the day, looking to get his second hit and drive in a run. Don't know why I swung at that cutter way outside. I like to think if Ramon Urias was starting, we might have been able to pull this game out before now. And now I'm going to call in Jorge Mateo to be a pinch runner, because if Westberg can get a single or double down the line, Mateo can probably score. Oh! What am I doing? Rafael Devers steps in. Kyle Bradish still on the mound. Runner here at second. Fastball right down the middle. Pops up to left field. Hayes under it. And that's the first out. Oh my goodness, and that is the ball game. Adam Duvall coming through in the clutch, and the Red Sox walk it off in extras. A home run to Adam Duvall, 2-run homer. Man, that's heartbreaking to play that long of a game and then to lose like that. But we knew this team wasn't very good, or they're okay, but I'm actually surprised at how well they played. A much better game than I thought we were going to play. We had, Mullins went 0 for 6, Rutschman went 0 for 4 with 2 walks, and Henderson went 0 for 5 with a strikeout. So not great, but we had some players show themselves out. Hayes, Santander, McCann actually went 2 for 6, and Westberg got his first major league hit. Pitching wise, Gibson 7.5 ERA isn't great, but most of that was kind of there towards the end. I probably could have taken him out a little bit sooner. Givens giving up those 2 runs in the 8th to push it into extras. Bautista with pretty much 2 blown saves. But Bradish coming in, aside from that home run thrown to Duvall, played fairly well, I think. So, like I said at the beginning, he will be out for a few days. So we'll just keep him active. And I think that we are going to have Westberg start there at third base going forward. We're off on Friday, and I will fix these off camera and show the Tides lineups to y'all. As next episode, I'm not sure, tell me what games you'd want to see. Would y'all want to see us play against the Rangers, Yankees, A's, Sox, the terrible Nationals? Maybe we can get a pretty solid win there. The Tigers. Don't really want to play against Boston again, but that would be at home, and we can only do scouting on Sundays, so I kind of want to wait to give that a little bit more time. I know it's going to take me forever to kind of pick through players and see what I like. But yeah, let me know what players y'all would like to see going into the next game. We will have John Means as our next pitcher on the mound, but what pitcher would y'all like to see? I'm very much looking forward to seeing Grayson Rodriguez pitch a few games. I'd like to see, get some player lock games with pretty much everybody. Rutschman, Samuel Basallo down in AAA, Mountcastle, Lewin Diaz at AAA, Frazier, Vavra at AAA, Urias, some with Westberg, maybe some with Kobe Mayo, Henderson, definitely some with Jackson Holiday. I'd like to see what he has at 69 overall and 19 years old. Get some games out of Austin Hayes, Cedric Mullins, Colton Cowser is a potential, so I'd like to see him down in the minors. And Heston Kjerstad will have to put put him in the lineup to get a player lock game with him, but that I'm definitely not against that. We can always put him in left field if Austin Hayes needs a day off. So let me know what you guys would like to see, and I will see you all next time as we will try and get through this April schedule and maybe some into May. I haven't decided how much of it we're going to go through. I kind of want to see how long this video is going to be, but yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this episode, and let me know what you'd like to see next time.